In 2026, global spending on artificial intelligence exploded to over $2.5 trillion. Every week, executives announce new AI initiatives, new co-pilots, new assistants, new autonomous agentic workflows. Investors were told that artificial intelligence would make workers more productive, eliminate repetitive tasks, and unlock a new era of corporate profitability. And for a while, Wall Street believed it. The market value of companies linked to artificial intelligence surged by trillions of dollars. Data centers began consuming electricity at a pace normally associated with small nations. Some firms spent more on AI infrastructure in a single year than they had spent on technology over the previous decade combined. But beneath the headlines, something strange started happening. Despite the historic spending, despite the record investment, despite the promises, many executives were struggling to answer a surprisingly simple question. Where were the results? Then a deeply uncomfortable statistic hit executive boardrooms. MIT economist Daron Acemoglu proved it mathematically. When factoring in the real costs of integration, monitoring, and human verification, only 4.6% of all work tasks can be profitably automated over the next decade. The rest, too unstable, too difficult to control, and too expensive to justify, meaning AI's true net impact would hit less than 5% of all job tasks, which raises a much bigger question. If artificial intelligence is supposed to be the most important technology revolution in generations, why are so many of the people investing billions of dollars into it suddenly afraid of what they've built? Fast forward to 2022. Mark Zuckerberg had a massive, highly visible problem. His virtual reality project was burning money at a historic pace. Meta Reality Labs ended the year losing a staggering $13.7 billion, with quarterly losses accelerating past $4 billion a quarter. Investors were completely furious. The stock plummeted over 60% from its peak, and major shareholders openly demanded Zuckerberg/metaverse spending and cut corporate bloat.
I think we can characterize Brad Gerstner as somewhat frustrated. He wrote an open letter. Here it is. It's to Zuckerberg and to the board, in which he says, quote, "Meta has drifted into the land of excess. Too many people, too many ideas, too little urgency. This lack of focus and fitness is obscured when growth is easy but deadly when growth slows and technology changes."
Then, the generative AI boom exploded. Zuckerberg saw his perfect corporate pivot. He shifted his social media empire's focus toward artificial intelligence. He promised anxious investors that AI would revolutionize the company, automate the future, and monetize their massive user base. But things get worse. By 2026, Meta wasn't saving money. It was losing roughly double that baseline amount every single quarter. Zuckerberg was burning an incredible $19.2 billion a year on his new obsession. Meta's losses were shocking. But they were nothing compared to what happened when a major payments company tried to completely replace its workforce with a chatbot. Throughout 2024, Klarna's CEO, Sebastian Siemiatkowski, went on a massive global media blitz. He proudly told major financial outlets that his new OpenAI-backed customer service bot was doing the workload of 700 human employees he had cut from the company. He froze all non-engineering hiring, watched his headcount shrink by 40%, and declared to the public that AI could effortlessly handle the jobs humans do. The corporate triumph lasted less than a year. By mid-2025 and into 2026, the strategy completely backfired. While the AI chatbot easily handled simple, repetitive scripts, like checking a user's balance, it catastrophically failed when hit with complex financial disputes, fraud claims, and emotionally charged customer escalations. Quality dropped, and customer satisfaction scores plummeted. The situation grew so chaotic that Klarna resorted to asking its internal software engineers, designers, and marketing staff to stop their actual jobs and help answer customer service complaints. In a sudden change of tune, Siemiatkowski had to admit to Bloomberg that the all-AI approach produced lower quality service, and that they had focused too heavily on cost over experience. Klarna was forced to pivot, launching an urgent drive to recruit remote human agents to salvage their brand trust. But then, researchers decided to check if those claims were true. They launched a massive international study. They tracked down nearly 6,000 CEOs, financial chiefs, and top executives across the US, the UK, Germany, and Australia. They asked these bosses a simple question: has AI actually improved your business? The answer shocked the entire tech industry. On paper, 70% of companies said they adopted AI. It sounded like a massive success story. But then, researchers found something even stranger. 2/3 of these top bosses admit they only use AI for about 1.5 hours a week. Worse, a full 25% of executives confess they do not use it at all. They bought the software, but they aren't using it. An overwhelming 89% of these 6,000 executives reported that AI has caused absolutely zero increase in employee productivity. On top of that, more than 90% stated it had zero impact on their overall hiring or job numbers. Think about that contrast. For 2 straight years, CEOs told investors that AI would rewrite the rules of business. But when asked anonymously what actually happened, thousands of bosses admitted the truth: almost nothing. But the corporate panic runs much deeper than a few idle software applications. Because while normal businesses see zero results, the trillion-dollar gatekeepers of the internet are hitting a physical wall. They are building an infrastructure footprint so massive that the global energy sector cannot keep up. To keep the illusion alive, tech giants like Microsoft have entered a state of pure desperation. They recently signed a massive, unprecedented deal to pull power directly from the 3 Mile Island nuclear plant just to feed their ravenous AI data centers. But then researchers found something even stranger. The revenue returning from corporate clients isn't matching the physical cost of the power. Microsoft is selling a product that costs an astronomical amount of energy to process, but their enterprise clients are using it to draft basic emails and summarize text documents they could have read themselves. And this structural mismatch is creating a massive shockwave across the entire global labor market, one that completely contradicts everything you've been told on the news. This total lack of internal business results is causing a massive panic among top economic experts. Thorsten Schluck is the chief economist at Apollo Global Management. He monitors the entire global financial system. He looked at the national employment data to find the big AI shift everyone was talking about. His conclusion? There is zero evidence of job losses because of AI across the entire economy. If AI is changing the world, why can't economists find it in the numbers? CEOs promised that AI would let them downsize human workforces and save money, but the reality is the exact opposite. Schluck discovered that the AI trend is actually forcing companies to spend more money and hire more people. Companies have to hire specialized software experts just to set the systems up. They have to pay massive electric bills to keep the servers running. The software was supposed to cut costs. Instead, it became a massive new monthly bill. Which brings us to the ultimate boardroom dilemma. If the software is this volatile, if it burns billions, and if workers report it as a hindrance rather than a help, why are the world's most powerful executives still doubling down? These executives have trapped themselves. They have spent the last 2 years bragging to the media, analysts, and their own boards about their incredible AI-first strategies. They sold a narrative to investors that automation would slash OPEX, skyrocket profit margins, and unlock infinite scale. They used these promises to pump their stock prices. But now, the reality of the productivity paradox is setting in. If a CEO stands up today and admits that their massive AI initiative is a money pit, that the tech doesn't actually work, the market won't just adjust, it will punish them. The stock will crash. Shareholders will initiate derivative lawsuits for misrepresentation, and the board will have no choice but to purge them to protect the remaining valuation. So they do the only thing they can do to survive. They keep spending. They throw billions more into the fire, praying that the next agentic update or AGI pivot will magically fix the math and prove them right. They aren't investing for profits anymore. They are investing to save face. The real question isn't whether the AI works. The real question is whether these CEOs can afford to admit it doesn't.